Good morning, everyone. We're just a couple hours away from our 16th annual Out of the Blue event, which you're all very excited about. And I'm joined by the president of Trinity, Sister Shawn Lee. And Sister Shawn, I want to start out with just your impression of how impressed you've been this year with the staff, with the students, with the families during what has been unprecedented times.
I thought about this, even though Tony hadn't asked me this question before. I can't begin to put into adequate words what I feel about everyone, you in particular, for being the center of it, and he didn't know that was coming. But the cooperation and the energy that has gone in to making this happen in unusual circumstances. Just living in these circumstances is unusual and challenging. But from what I've seen, from what I've observed, we've had a rise in energy from parents, from the students have been great, the faculty in their own way, each one, whether it's physical help, help with buying stuff, help with donating stuff. The alumni have been wonderful. Our sponsors, it has been traditionally true that they've been good, but it has been utterly amazing to me that in a year as difficult as this has been, that they have risen to the occasion in a completely new venue. We tried this venue last year because we couldn't meet in person and had to do it again this year, but it's still not the usual way we did it for so many years. And so the energy that has gone into it is mind-boggling and has deserved and continues to deserve not only my gratitude, but my prayer and my sense of how blessed I feel to be part of such a group.
And put on your calendars, May 6th next year, we hope to do this in person and online, so it should be a lot of fun, something we've never tried before, but May 6th of next year will be the next out of the 17th annual. Along those lines, how important, because we're going to celebrate our internship program, and in particular, the alums that have gone through this program that are doing so well out in the community. How important is this program, the Pre-Professional Internship Program, for our kids?
I think, at the risk of saying something off kilter, it's as important as the whole academic program. It's not necessarily academic, but it fills in the pieces. It helps the students to know what the academic part of the program is really for. You can go through and have academic courses, but to have actual lived experience of how the knowledge you've gained is going to be put into practice and put into real life situations, I think it's almost indescribable. And from the very beginning, those sponsors who started out with us, those who believed in us from the beginning, I think they've come to know, and they've helped us grow the program over the years. And over the years, what we found out is, as best as we can match the students with something they have an interest in, a field that they're interested in, that's great. Sometimes they don't know what they're interested in yet, but they're able to get firsthand experience in a workplace situation so that they don't have to waste time in college studying something they aren't really interested in.
Or money.
Or money. Waste time or money, that's correct. So I think it's invaluable. And many of the students have developed relationships with the sponsors that they have worked for in their high school years. Some of them have full-time jobs. We have one that I know of who's finishing a 5-year nursing program and has already been hired as a full-time nurse at University Hospital and has worked like a PRN at university ever since she was a sophomore and a sophomore in high school. And that has been income producing for her along the way, and certainly experiential for her along the way, and now secures a full-time job in a field she knows, with a community of people she loves and has worked with and who have respected her. That's one example. We have many more. And so I think it's hard to underestimate the power of the internship program. We thought originally we would have all paying sponsors who could afford to do this. It's not turned out that way. But we have sponsors who can give experience and can give guidance to our students. And so we have come up with the idea of what we call angel sponsors, that people who are in business but can't take a student can donate to help a place that would love a student but can't afford it. And so we have many students having experiences over the years in educational settings, grade schools, libraries, places that for one reason or another couldn't afford it, but need the help and can give a very solid experience. So I think it's hard to underestimate it. And we built a schedule that lets this happen. So the students have a full day to be gone from the regular class. And to the absolute credit of our teachers, they have developed their curriculum around making adjustments for that. And as much as possible, the same class of students are out on the same day, so it isn't, as best we can make that work. But the teachers have also risen marvelously to the challenge of seeing that even though the students are gone for a day, they're not missing anything. And so it's that combination of things, I think, that make it almost hard to say which is more important. They're both equally important, and they help create careers for these students afterward, and confidence. The confidence of having dealt with adults at a younger age. They know how to behave out in the workplace. They know how to be professional. They know how to respond to adults on a daily basis. They're not just with the kids in school. They're out there on those days with a different kind of community.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll hear a lot of those stories over the next couple of days, both education, the teachers that got started, like Sister Shawn said, in a private school here or another school setting, and the medical profession, of course. The last thing, Sister Shawn, so the next few days we're going to celebrate Out of the Blue, and every year this is vital to our community. Just how important is this event? I know it's not the same. We don't get to mingle and be with the ones we love, but last year I think we had a lot of fun. We did a lot of good things. The people really enjoyed it, came to it as far as online. But just how important is this event to all of us in our community?
Well, I'd like to say it's hard to overemphasize how important it is. I guess financially it's absolutely important, and gathering-wise or creating community-wise, it's important. When we were able before to gather in person, of course we tried our best to bring as wide a group together as we could, but geographically we were limited. And our alumni over the years are spread, not only in the States, but even beyond. And we could reach them by telling them what was happening, but we didn't have the same kind of contact. So the group we could gather to keep creating a sense of Trinity community was limited geographically. What surprised me as a tremendous benefit of last year's virtual Out of the Blue were the alumni that got connected from all over the country. In fact, the naming of the gym, that gentleman, I believe, is somewhere in the East. I forgot the exact Massachusetts.
Yeah,
I was going to say that. Yeah. Yes, but it was a way of persons who are not right here in our geographic area being able to be connected and being able to reach back to what they knew of Trinity, and to be able, by their participation, to secure Trinity's future, to help secure Trinity's future. So the idea of doing both next year, I think, it's a dream, and it's a phenomenon that if it can happen, I think it will bring together the two parts, that really make it be what it is. We're missing the getting together, just like all of us are missing the hugs, the handshakes, and I saw a commercial the other day about, are we going to ever return to a handshake, or are we just going to fist bump or elbow bump each other? We're missing that gathering, and from having been there for so many years, there's a lot of hugging going on. There's a lot of gathering, because those who do come, many haven't seen each other for a good while, or they haven't seen each other in that kind of celebratory situation. That's good for us as a school, it's good for them, it helps create connections, and we're missing that. And that it can come back next year is amazing. That we're not going to lose the connections to those who can't be here geographically is also just as wonderful, because we've developed some new relationships with people, and even professional people that we didn't have before.
So, in a couple of hours, it opens up for good. Now, you may have noticed in the last few days, we've added a lot. We're going to have over 100 items to auction off and all that. But we've actually released a few of them that you can look at early. But the floodgates open up at noon today, and just watch us over the next few days. You can bid, you can on raffles, auctions. We have you can become an angel sponsor. We'll also be highlighting, as we said, our alums who have done so well since their days here at Trinity. So thank you, Sister Shawn, for giving us a few minutes.
Thank you very much.
And we'll see you again at noon.